Hello everyone, Sir Jules here, and for today's video, I'll be giving you a tip or a technique on how you can memorize or master or familiarize the whole sequence of how we can configure the linear electron configuration. So basically, I'll be teaching you a mnemonic device that I use in order to familiarize with the whole um, flow diagram of the linear electron configuration, the 1s, 2s, 2p, that one. Alright, so let's start with, this will just be a short tutorial. I'll just minimize my face, and I have here a whiteboard so that I can show you how it is done. So now we'll be doing it by step. First, how many blocks do we have in the linear electron configuration? That's correct, we have 4, namely the S, P, D, and the F blocks. Alright, so now the next step is, remember this, S is 1, P is 2, D is 3, and F is 4. What does this number or sequencing means? This means that the S block starts with the 1, the P block starts with the 2, the D block starts with 3, and the F block starts with 4. So that's the second step. The third step is we'll just basically be writing numbers in column of these blocks. And we'll be writing 1 up to 7. So let's start. So for S, let's write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now, in doing this, we have to make sure that they are aligned in horizontal alignment with each other so that we won't get confused with the arrangement. Now, as I've mentioned, the P block starts with 2, so we'll write the number 2 in horizontal alignment with the number 2 of the S block. So that will be 2 all the way to 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, we're now done with the P block. Let's proceed with the D block. So the D starts with 3. So that will be 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Oh, sorry. This isn't that aligned. I'll just erase this one. Alright, there you go. And 7. And lastly, for the F block, F starts with number 4, so let's write down the 4 in a horizontal alignment with the other numbers. So let's have it 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now, we now have all of these numbers across our whiteboard. So what is the next step? The next step is we'll be drawing diagonal lines starting from right to left. Okay, so that will be here from right to left across these numbers. So start with, since the S block is the only block that starts with 1, so you cross out that with a diagonal line. Starting from the right, this is the starting point, and make sure that you end on the left side of the number. And next one, 2. And for the so on and so forth, this will be the process. 2 and 3, and then 3 and 4, then 3, 4, 5, and then 4, 5, 6. So basically, we're just drawing lines here. I'll explain later why we have to do this one. And then 4, 5, 6, 7. And always make sure that you're starting on the right and you end the arrow on the left. And then 5, 6, 7. Then 6, 7. And lastly, number 7. Now, what's the purpose of this one? The arrangement of how we'll be doing our linear electron configuration to familiarize or memorize is I give you now the VEMD, or the vertical electron mnemonic device. So this will make your lives much easier. Now, how do we do this? How do we write the LEC for the LEC arrangement or the flow for this? So you start with whatever is the first number from the right, hit by the arrow from the right going to the left. So since this one falls under the S block, so you just write here, let me just change the color of my highlighter. Let's choose, I think let's have green. So since the first one that we've crossed out is the 1 on the S block, so we write 1 S followed by the 2 S, and then the next one, jump to another. We have this on the P block, starting with P block. That's 2 and 3. So that's 2P followed by 3S. Then jump here, proceed to the next. So that's 3P and then 4S. And then going to another. So that's, we now, the D block now starts with the 3. So that's 3D, 4P, and 5S. 3D, 4P, and 5S. And proceed to the next one. I'll just put it here down below. 4D, 5P, and 6S. So, if you'll check with our diagram that I've shown in the previous video, or you can search on Google, just search linear electron configuration, and it will show you the diagram that I've shown you previously, the whole process. This one that I have right here is exactly the same sequence on how you'll be plotting or configuring your linear electron configuration. So if, let's compare. All right, so this 1S, 2S, 2P, 3S, 4P, 4S, 3D, 4P, 5S, 4D, 5P, 6S. Now let's try to take a look on our diagram. That is 1S, 2S, 2P, 3S, followed by 3P, 4S, then the 3D, 4P, 5S, then 4D, sorry, oh no, 4D, 5P, and 6S. It's much easier, right? If you'll try to do this in order to help your lives much easier in memorizing the mnemonics and doing the linear electron configuration. So this will make your lives much easier, and you don't have to memorize this lengthy diagram. You just have to remember S as 1, P 2, D starts with 3, and F starts with 4. Then do this diagram, and then write these numbers, then cross out with diagonal lines starting from the right and ending on the left. Then you start counting from then. Okay? So guys, I hope you learned something from this video for the mnemonic device for the LEC. And thank you for listening, and I'll see you on the next one.